Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I'm really happy you joined us. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell because we share real stories, easy tips, and powerful lessons to help you speak English with more confidence. Today's topic is something very close to my heart. The title of this video says it all. I try to speak English, but the words just don't come out. Have you ever felt like that? You know what you want to say, you have it in your mind, but when you open your mouth, silence, or you start and suddenly your brain just goes blank. It's frustrating. It's painful. I've been there. Let me take you back to one of the first times I tried to speak English in front of someone. I had learned the vocabulary. I practiced in front of the mirror. But when I actually had to speak in a real conversation, I froze. The words were inside me somewhere, but they just wouldn't come out. I stood there, smiling awkwardly, feeling embarrassed. After that moment, I told myself, maybe I'm just not good at speaking. But here's what I've learned. It's not that you can't speak, it's that your brain and your mouth are not used to working together yet. Speaking English is a skill. It's like playing the guitar or riding a bicycle. You have to train your brain, your mouth, and your confidence all at the same time. And the good news is you can train them. That's exactly what I want to help you do today. I used to think that people who spoke English fluently were born that way. But that's not true. Fluency doesn't come from talent, it comes from practice. But not just any kind of practice, the right kind of practice. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the steps I took to go from being stuck and silent to being someone who can now speak freely, even on camera. One big thing that helped me was realizing this. It's okay to pause while speaking. I used to think that if I didn't speak fast, people would think I didn't know English. So I would rush, make mistakes, get stuck, and feel even worse. But then I watch native speakers, and you know what? Even they pause. Even they say, and That gave me confidence. I learned to slow down. I gave myself permission to breathe. And suddenly, my words started to flow more easily. Another important lesson, you don't have to speak perfectly. You just have to speak. When I stopped worrying about grammar mistakes and started focusing on communication, everything changed. For example, one time I said, "She go to the market yesterday." I knew it was wrong, but the person I was speaking to understood me, and that was a win. Later, I corrected myself, but in that moment, I had spoken, and that's what matters most, progress, not perfection. I also started practicing with things around me. I would look at a chair and say, "This is a chair. The chair is brown. I sit on the chair when I eat." It may sound simple, even silly, but it worked. I trained my brain to speak English without needing a complicated topic or a conversation partner. Try this yourself. Describe what you see. Talk about what you're doing, like, "I am brushing my teeth," or "I'm making tea." These small sentences build your confidence and fluency. Another thing that helped me was using short, useful phrases again and again. Phrases like, "I think so." "Can you help me?" "What do you mean?" "I don't understand." These small phrases are magic. They make conversations easier and smoother. I repeated them daily until they became natural. And every time I used one in real conversation, I felt stronger. There was a time when I would write perfect English in my notebook, but when someone asked me a simple question like, "How are you?" my mind would panic. I remember once during an office meeting, my manager asked me to explain something. I knew the answer. I had even practiced explaining it the night before, but at that moment, all I could say was, I, it is, and then silence. I felt embarrassed, but that day taught me something very important. Speaking is not just about knowing, it's about preparing your mouth and mind to work together under pressure. Something I started doing was practicing small conversations out loud, like dialogues. For example, I would imagine someone asking me, "Where are you from?" And I'd say, "I'm from Delhi. I grew up in a small town, but now I live in the city." I would imagine different follow up questions and practice answering them. This helped me feel prepared when similar questions came in real life. It's like mental role play. And trust me, it works. One of the reasons we get stuck while speaking English is because we try to say long, perfect sentences. But simple, short sentences are more powerful. Instead of thinking, I should utilize this opportunity to demonstrate my ability, just say, I want to show what I can do. Shorter sentences are easier to remember and easier to say. And when you say them with confidence, they sound just as impressive. Also, don't underestimate the power of listening. When I started watching more English videos, especially with subtitles, I learned how native speakers speak casually. I learned the natural rhythm of the language. I repeated what I heard, paused the video, and spoke with it. This kind of listening and speaking practice helped me build fluency much faster than just reading books. Another trick I used is repeating one sentence many times with different emotions. For example, take a simple line like, I don't know. Say it when you're angry, say it when you're confused, say it when you're joking. This teaches your brain to express feelings in English, not just words. It builds confidence, and that confidence makes the words come more easily. And remember, fluency is not about knowing every English word. It's about being able to say what you need with the words you already have. I once heard someone say, don't focus on having a big vocabulary, focus on using the vocabulary you already know better. That changed everything for me. When I mastered 50 to 100 everyday words and phrases, I could hold basic conversations smoothly. Later, I added more advanced words. Now let's talk about fear, the fear of being judged, the fear of saying something wrong. I felt that too. But the truth is, most people don't care if you make mistakes. In fact, they admire you for trying. One of my students, Aaron, was so afraid of making mistakes that he never spoke in class. But one day I asked him to talk for just 30 seconds about his morning routine. He was nervous, but he did it, and everyone clapped. After that, he never looked back. That's the kind of moment that changes everything. So if you're watching this and thinking, I can't speak English, I want you to change that thought right now. Say instead, I'm learning to speak English. Because that's the truth. You are learning. And learning takes time, effort, and practice. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with your journey. Something else that helped me a lot was speaking out loud when I was alone. I would talk to myself in English while walking, cooking, or even just sitting quietly. It felt strange at first, but it gave me freedom. No one was judging me. I could try new words, new sentences, new ways of speaking. Over time, I became more comfortable hearing my own voice in English. I also started recording myself. This was a game changer. When I recorded and played it back, I could hear what I was doing right, and what needed improvement. Sometimes I would smile because I sounded better than I expected. Other times I would laugh at my mistakes. But every recording taught me something. One powerful exercise I recommend is shadowing. That means listening to a short English sentence and repeating it immediately after the speaker, trying to copy their pronunciation, tone, and speed. I use this with YouTube videos and English podcasts. It felt like I was training my mouth and ears together. After a few weeks, my pronunciation improved a lot. Let me give you another tip. Practice thinking in English. This is hard at first, but so helpful. Instead of translating from your language to English in your mind, try to think directly in English. For example, if you're planning to eat lunch, think, I will eat rice and vegetables, instead of thinking in your language and then translating. This reduces the delay between your thoughts and your speech. Now, if you ever feel stuck in the middle of a sentence, don't panic. It happens to everyone. I still get stuck sometimes. What I do now is switch to a simpler word or structure. For example, if I forget the word recommend, I might say, I think this is good for you. The point is, keep going. Don't stop the conversation just because you forgot one word. I want to tell you about my friend Arjun. He was one of the quietest people in our group. He always had great ideas, but he never spoke up, especially in English. Whenever we had group discussions, he would just smile or nod, but he never said much. One day after class, I asked him why, and he said something I'll never forget. I know what I want to say, but the words get stuck inside my throat. I feel like if I open my mouth, I'll mess it all up. He was scared, scared of being wrong, scared of being laughed at. And that fear had been sitting inside him for years. But Arjun decided to make a change. He didn't try to become perfect overnight. He started small. Every morning, he would look in the mirror and say just one sentence in English. Sometimes it was, I will do my best today. Sometimes I'm not afraid to speak. Slowly, he started adding more. He also started recording short voice notes in English on his phone, not to send to anyone, just for himself. At first, he hated hearing his voice. He felt shy, but after a week, he realized something. I actually don't sound as bad as I thought. That gave him courage. Within 3 months, Arjun went from being the quietest in the group to giving a short presentation in class. Was it perfect? Number, but it was honest, clear, and confident. That was a huge win for him. What I learned from Arjun is this: even if the words don't come out easily now, they will with practice, with courage, and with time. It's okay to be scared, but it's not okay to give up. If Arjun could find his voice, so can you. Let me share a quick story about my friend Maya. She always said, I understand English, but I can't speak. One day, we were having tea, and I asked her to tell me about her childhood in English. She tried, she made mistakes, but I didn't correct her. I just listened. She spoke for 5 minutes. That was her longest English conversation ever. After that, she became more confident. Sometimes we just need someone to listen without judgment. That's what I want to be for you, someone who believes in you. I believe you can speak English. I believe you can get past the fear, the silence, the stuck moments. You're not alone in this. We are learning together. And if you've made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you. That shows your dedication. You are serious about improving. And that's the kind of attitude that leads to real progress. So give yourself some credit. You're already doing more than many people. Here's what I want you to do next. Take one tip from this video, just one, and practice it today. Whether it's speaking out loud, recording yourself, or shadowing a sentence, just start. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Remember, fluency comes from action, not from waiting. Also, leave me a comment below and tell me, what's the biggest challenge you face when you try to speak English? I read every comment, and I'll try to make future videos based on your answers. We're building a community of English learners who support and encourage each other. And before you go, don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. It really helps the channel reach more people like you. Subscribe for more motivational stories, practical tips, and simple lessons that can help you speak English fluently. Thanks for watching. Keep practicing, keep believing, and remember, your words will come. Just give them time, space, and love. See you in the next video.